Welcome back, folks, to a very happy episode, Week 3 Jimmy O Show, coming off of a pretty nice night in Ullman Stadium. All things considered, something that a lot of us, particularly in the fan community, circle for a long time. I know these guys are all about 1-0 and taking it one game at a time and trying not to think too far ahead. But certainly after the events of last December, we certainly were aware of what would be happening, and very proud to have our players of the week from the Duke game, which was a victorious game, in no small part due to the efforts of these 6 gentlemen on the show. As we have done all this season, the format is that we will have the offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the week, and the offensive, defensive, and special teams job takers of the week. Just all in one show, kind of a free for all, and kind of talk about the week that was and the week that is, and cover everything Tulane. If you have not done so already, this is free and this goes out to the public because, like I say, Jimmy O is a man of the people. I like people to be able to see our guys and to have this show. However, for all of the other content we do, you must subscribe to the fearthewavecollective.com. Go to the website for details on the subscription. There are several levels for the show, $25, $50, and $100. And of course, we do corporate sponsorships and all sorts of other things to support these guys. So go there, and without further ado, let's get started. Gentlemen, 34-27, a final was not indicative of the dominance I thought that you guys showed, generally speaking, over the course of that game. Credit to Duke for never quitting, for continuing to fight, putting up with those points at the end to kind of make it look a little closer than it really was. I guess I'm gonna start here. Javion White, this is your second time in 3 weeks on this show. I know it's 1-0, and I know we take it one game at a time. I know all that's really real, but you were a part of this team last year. How many days after you got the news that Darian was leaving did you think about getting a pick off of him in this game?
I mean, I ain't really think about it. I just took it week by week. I ain't even think about it coming up this week. I was just thinking about doing my one job and just playing together as a team for real.
Now you locked in. You're a better man than me. I'm going to say that. Now, look, I went undefeated, so I know something about winning, but I would have said we might have took that a little personal back in my day. But that's strong. Great play there, and just outstanding work from the spear. You were kind of rushing the quarterback. You were all over the field. More man coverage probably this week than we saw in the past, and y'all were up to the challenge. Real talented receivers, I thought. And look, nothing but love for the kid. He's a real talented quarterback. So y'all had a challenge, but I thought did a great job in the secondary. And look, the big boys up front, while the stats don't necessarily show it, you look at the way they kind of moved him off his spot with the different pressure, stunts all day, and some of the edge pressure that you and others were bringing. I thought a very effective job overall, containing an explosive offense. I guess that wasn't a question, JV. That's my fault. See, I'm gonna give you a little secret. I'm a lawyer, so I like to tell the story and say, "You agree?" Like it usually works out better for me when I can do that.
They're talking to you.
No, man, that's my fault. Look, one of the big plays in the game is no doubt you can kind of see it coming, but it was like slow motion when TJ Smith blocked the field goal at a real critical point in the game. TJ, what was it that we saw on film? Did you kind of have a sense going into this game? Did you have a chance to get you one?
Originally, the game plan was to get the block from the middle, but as the game was going and they kicked their first field goal, I just realized that they wasn't really paying attention to me off the edge. So I just knew once they called to the left side of the field, where their weakest point was, I just feel like once I got off the ball, I just automatically knew it was going to be a block.
Yeah. Well, look, man, my son here, he's a high school player. He's standing here over my shoulder getting my debit card, which I don't even know why he's doing it right now. But he's one of those wings, and he look, when you're the wing, you got to step down, you got to seal that, but you got to fan back out and take away the edge from a guy like you, particularly with that quickness.
Sure.
I got a nice chuckle though, seeing Coach JJ how excited he was in the locker room talking to you about that block. I was like, JJ, I went back and looked at the stats. JJ never got him one in the NFL. I thought he did. You know, he was a great special teams player for the Saints, but never a block kick. So you got one up on JJ.
Yeah, one up on them for sure.
Yeah, man, awesome game though. And look,
Appreciate you.
we're in good hands in that defensive backfield. Jake, it's got to be tough, man, dealing with these guys in practice and camp. I'm sure you were happy to switch over to game prep weeks and whatnot, and not having to deal with these guys on a daily basis, particularly as you learn in a new offense. Um, so Jake, let me ask you this, man. Just has it? I guess it's slowed down for you, huh? You kind of feel like
Yeah,
you're
no doubt.
a long-term resident of New Orleans at this point.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, the short time I've been here for a while. It's not like I've been sitting around doing nothing, that's for sure. So getting after these guys in practice has been fun. Going back and forth. Me and Javion were going back and forth about it today a little bit, and Skelly because he thought he might have got one off of him, and I told him, well, next time go catch it then. But so yeah, it's fun battling with these guys. They sharpen me up. These are the best DBs I've gone against or on our own practice field, and so it's fun to go watch them work and hear them work. I'll be, I'm Javion's pick. I didn't even see it till the highlights after the game because we were talking about something. All of a sudden, it was offense up, offense up. But that's a great feeling when you know you have a defense that can do that a couple times a game. I'm pretty sure Javion should have had another one. So we'll work on his hands, maybe get him. I'll be his live jug machine tomorrow at practice or something. But no, it's fun, man. Playing all these guys. Uh, they're studs, and so it gives our receivers a great look. It gives me a great look, and so it's fun in practice. I know I'm getting the best look I'm gonna get all week when I get to go against these guys in practice, even though it's only for a couple periods. And then you get down to it, and playing against somebody else is a lot more fun because I get to cheer these guys on while the offense goes out there
Yeah,
and
that,
faces somebody else.
you bring up a good point, Jake. You know, Javion gets that one that he dropped. He couldn't hold on to. You know, Pod, Grayson, and Cash would have got them some reps in this game. It would have been a blowout. We picked that off, Javion. You left some meat in the bone, man. I just want you to note that, and then next time don't let that happen. We make a deal on that.
Yes, sir. I got you.
I appreciate it. Uh, uh, turning to the efforts of the job takers, guys, and look, we say it over and over again. One of the biggest in how important your job is, but really one of the biggest differences that I've found in Coach Summerall's program, and maybe to the very end of Coach Fritz's time compared to the 20 years that preceded it, is the quality depth that exists in this program. And the fact that you got good football players that can actually provide the looks to these guys so that they can do their best on Saturday, right? I'm not pulling your leg. Like it's legit. Like just the level of the talent on this roster, not player. If you were to rank, I don't even know how you pick who number one is, but one through 120 or wherever we're at as a team, just talent top to bottom. And you guys, you had your hands full this week. That was a very talented group that you were simulating as a defensive lineman. First of all, I thought, as good as Duke's offense was, I really thought that probably their receivers were really good, but that defensive line group I thought was pretty elite in spots. So, tell us what it was like to get out there and to try to simulate, some of the big athleticism that group had.
Well, going off simulating, we be having a scout team meetings for the job take early in the morning. So, they basically give us like a grasp on like what they do, how they operate. And, one thing they told me this week was like, I'm going to be like simulating some of the interior guys and, to give me like as good as a look possible. So, like we're watching the film, I'm picking up on like certain things they do, like they slant, but instead of like just slanting and ripping, like they slant and swim. So I'm incorporating that into practice. I'm just trying to give the O-line the best look they can so they can go out there on Saturdays and strap up them boys on the other team.
Yeah. No, look, and that is a different thing, right? Like we're pretty, we got a kind of specific way we do things. They operate a little differently. Tell me this though, man. Dealing with Shadre, any fun?
Man, that's crazy. I'm talking about. You think you see a lot? You came to college. I ain't seen nothing like that ever. All of high school. That man different.
he is different, man. I remember watching him. His year he had come on. I guess we ended in the Military Bowl, and he was getting the start in that game, and he had played some by then. And I was just watching that man, like his stretching, right? Like I was like, you're way too big to be able to move like that, right? But Chatre is a different dude, strong, explosive, athletic. He's kind of like the whole package, and we're very lucky to have him. And Jake, I'm sure you are thankful to have 56 in your corner and not on the other team.
Oh, there's no doubt, man. There's no doubt. What he
Yeah.
does, I remember the first game, the first time I realized it when I had four old linemen in front of me and I'm ready to call the next play. And I'm like, I'm missing one. Where's Chadre? And he's like running back from like 25 yards downfield where he just put some dude in the dirt. I was like, holy cow, bro, this guy's unreal. It just kept happening.
Yeah, that's different. Well, and look, man, it has a factor, like sort of playing with that edge, playing with that level of get after it all game long. It just wears the defense down, particularly when things start going in our favor. It's demoralizing, I guess is what I'm going for. When you just that dude's coming again and again and again. It's a pretty awesome. And he's not the only one. I mean, we got some dudes, but it's cool to have that motor to go with that sort of all the other gifts he has. Cash. I was confused, and you got to forgive me. I knew Caden Semonza. I didn't realize there was a Cash Semonza. I was like, Caden changed his name his nickname's Cash. I didn't know. So I guess you're Caden's younger brother from Mission Viejo.
Yeah, I am Caden's younger brother. We both went to the same high school.
Yeah, got it. All right, man. Welcome to the Jimmy O Show, man. So you had the honor, I guess, of playing that what I thought was by far the best receiving group we've seen this year. I mean, and we'll talk about next week in a second. I guess we got another good one coming. But what was sort of your role in the scout operation? Were you a slot guy, outside guy? What were you doing?
Yeah, so my main role was probably in the slot guy. I was going against Javion almost every single rep of practice. I'm trying to make him better. He's definitely making me better. It's not just it's also a period for us too to get better. So I take that I take that personally, and I appreciate it from the coaches. And I think that me doing my role will help them get the best look for the game. And I feel like I did that because Javion, he won defense player of the game. So I feel like I did my job.
Javion, I think you got to give him some beef jerky or something, man, and give him a little thanks for getting you ready for those honors. I don't know. I don't want to say buy a beer or something. I think he's too young for that. But you get him some beef jerky, maybe some bubble gum, something. Did he get you at all in practice, Javion?
Nah, most definitely. He definitely gave one of the best looks I got all year for sure. Like, this was probably one of the best receiving weeks he had for sure against me. Like, he got me plenty times this week, but it definitely made me better.
That's awesome, man. Well, I mean, look, and that's what it's about. It's not just about getting a look at the other team, but if both players are getting better through the competition, that's how we kind of get from this very high level we're already at, but to kind of get where y'all want to be, which is, conference championship playoff contending team. And then Grayson McPherson, man, back-to-back weeks, the man's making it a habit. They're healthy habits we like, and one of the best habits you can have is making it on the job takers of the week for consecutive weeks. Congrats, Grayson, on your honor, man.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it feels great. I'm hoping I'm on here next week again too. So, yeah, definitely making it a good habit. So that's what I'm hoping to do.
Yeah, and we were talking before the show. I'm actually heading up to where you're a Aurora, Colorado guy. I think you were a tight end in high school, and you're playing defense now, or am I confusing this story?
No, I played both ways in high school.
Okay.
I came into high school as a tight end, but then as my growth stopped going upwards, I kind of shifted myself to more of a defensive player and became a middle linebacker. I played D-line my sophomore year, played D-end, and then moved to middle linebacker my senior year. So that's where I started to find my role at. So
nice. What brought you to Tulane?
Well, actually, it was a pretty last-second deal where, the coaches hit me up and, and I just fell in love with the place and, I knew it was going to be my home. Obviously, a great educational school, and and the energy and the drive from all the players, Sam Howard and Javion White. I met with them, and they really showed me that this is the place I want to be for developing as an athlete, and also for what I want to do later in life past football, for an educational perspective.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to do the opposite of you. I'm trying to send my oldest. He's a junior now. He's a pitcher, but he's okay. But like the summer league coach or whatever is like, but it's what you got to do to get recruited. It's like, man, I'm not worried about that. I was like, he throws in the low 80s and he'll be in the upper 80s probably by the spring. Is like, what's he got to do to go to Colorado School of Mines? I just want to send him. He wants to be an engineer so badly. It's like,
Yeah,
what can he do? Look, they won 19 games in D3 last year, man. Like I'm not talking about.
yeah,
I don't care. I'm not looking for SEC baseball. I'm looking for how can he get into an elite engineering school. So, I don't know. I might have to call on you down the road for some connections for help my boy
yeah,
go get the engineering dream he has. So,
yeah.
uh,
Absolutely. That's a great school. I have a buddy that plays football there right now. So, yeah, absolutely, I
yeah,
can get them in touch.
awesome, man. Well, all right, guys. Well, let's look ahead real quick. You don't need Coach Summerall and staff. I mean, they're enthusiastic and all that. They're great motivators. I don't think you need their help to get ready to go play. Prime time, not a prime time, but nationally televised game at Ole Miss, top 15 team, SEC team. You know, we ready, right? Like we ready to go see this thing through. Jake, looking forward to this challenge.
Yeah, I'm excited. Come from I played a lot of Power Four teams, and I'm excited for this team, this Tulane team, to see like where we stack up against these guys. And I'm excited for these guys to show up and realize like, yeah, we're a really good football team. We can knock off anybody in the country. We play like it, and so I truly believe that, man. I know this is a special squad we got here, and so I'm excited to go put it to the test and make a name for ourselves. We win this game, which we believe we totally can do. That puts us up there, and the country's gonna be talking about us, not just the conference or anything like that. We're gonna be talked about a little more, so it's gonna be fun challenge for us. I'm excited. I think that we all deserve this opportunity to go play a team like this to finish out non-conference play because it's a great challenge, and we're gonna learn a lot about ourselves. And I think we could shock the world with this one.
Absolutely. Look, man, and look, people. I think people have learned to respect what y'all do, and somebody just turned the light off on me. And they realize that we're a good team, but they're like, well, they're good, but they can't beat Ole Miss. It's like, well, we'll see. So I know you've been hearing it forever. Last year being in the Big 12, like, yeah, okay, BYU is good and all that, but you can't compete in the SEC, right? Now you're in the American, you can't compete with the SEC. Like, well, we'll see. That's the beauty of this game is that we get to play on the same 100-yard field, same football, see what happens. Best team win. Javion, I know you're looking forward to the opportunity, and TJ, really kind of both of you looking specifically with respect to the defense. They present some unique challenges, right? My impression is that they're not necessarily ultra complex, but what they do very fast. And Coach Kiffin and the crew, they have a good feel for calling a game. They know where to press advantages. They know how to find weaknesses, take advantage of them, and try to hit you over and over again. What do you see as the key to sort of being able to stay sound to play our game in that environment against that offense? And Javion, we'll start with you, TJ. I'll have you jump in after he finishes.
I'll just say doing what we supposed to do, like doing what we work on Monday. I mean, we get an opportunity every day of the week to prepare for Saturday. So I mean, it's a great opportunity. It's gonna be a great opportunity for us, the school, the program, everybody to just know who we are. All we gotta do is just go out there and do our job and what we're supposed to do every day of the week.
That's right, TJ.
Just to like piggyback off what Javion said, I feel like we take what we learned from Monday through Friday in practice and just do everything detailed to what we coach to do. I just feel like this would be a great opportunity to showcase what we've been working for, since January, and not just what we've been doing since fall camp, just all the work we put in through January and the summer. I feel like this is a great opportunity to showcase everything and make a name for ourselves.
That's right, man. Look, it's a long way from East Central to Oxford, but you get to arrive on the big stage and do some real special stuff. I'm excited to watch that. Grayson, some cash. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of external motivation for you guys to put forth your best week of practice for opportunity like this, huh? Big pause from Hoover, man. You know, I'm sure he heard from those guys and whatnot, and they may even offered him, maybe they didn't, but he's got a little something to prove too. There's no doubt about that. And you know, those opportunities are coming. So, well, guys, look, I can't thank you enough for your time. We've had a great conversation tonight on the Jimmy O Show. I look forward to seeing at least some of you again next week as the players of the week, job takers of the week of week 4. This is just an awesome thing y'all did. Thanks once again for all your effort, just in the buy-in, guys, to be part of the family that we have here. It's not the biggest family in the world, but as you saw Saturday night, it could get a little passionate. It could be pretty fun to be a part of. And look, just the brotherhood of all of us that have played, worn the colors, worn that uniform, and have achieved something. I kind of know exactly where y'all are at mentally and whatnot. And it's just enjoy it, man. Eventually it all fades away, but you'll never forget the time you're spending with one another, kind of fighting this battle together and being on this journey together. So you boys just enjoy every second of it, all right? And folks, that
Yes,
will
sir.
do it. Yeah, okay, boys.
Appreciate you.
That will do it. Yeah, I'll just tell the guys, folks, bye, and we'll log off, guys. So folks, again, fearthewavecollective.com. Log in, subscribe, become part of this family that supports that family that you got here on the screen. Until next time, roll wave.
Away.
Wave.
Wait.
Roll away.
All right.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Appreciate you. You have
Thanks,
a good
Jimmy.
night.